Hello, everybody, and welcome back into another of our Cisco Tech Insiders podcast. As always, this is Sean Roberts here bringing you today more excitement from our award-winning TAC organization. So as you guys, as listeners are aware, we've talked to TAC engineers, our support engineers, out of our Americas region and out of our APJC region. And today we move on to our third region, which is our EMEA region. So with that, I have two amazing TAC engineers here today in Indra and in MJ. So I would like to introduce them and welcome them to our Tech Insiders table. So MJ, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you, Sean. Hi, everyone. My name is Maria Jose. You can also call me MJ. I am a technical leader based in Belgium, but originally I'm from Spain. I'm from a city called Alicante, and I have been in TAC for 15 years. In October is going to be actually 16 years that I've been in Cisco TAC.
Wonderful. Thank you. What technologies do you specialize in, MJ?
Collaboration. It was voice when I joined, then the name was changed to collaboration. So that's my expertise. And specifically, I'm working with contact center.
Great. Thank you. And Indra, tell us about yourself.
Hi all, my name is Indraji Desai. I'm working as a team lead and an escalation engineer for HTTS EMEA Enterprise team. My team consists of three different technologies like CATS, LAN switching, and RP and SD-WAN. I'm based in Krakow, Poland. Originally, I'm from India, Mumbai, but I moved back pre-COVID to the Krakow, and since then, I'm loving to work with TAC team.
Great. Well, welcome you two. Welcome to the table, the Cisco Insiders table. As we sit around here and just have a quick chat on your experiences, your careers, the goal here is for us to bring, you guys, the great technical talent out to the public. So a lot of people know what TAC is. It's a industry name brand. But tell us, so MJ, why did you decide to join TAC, or what brought you to TAC?
So for me, I was on the final year at the university. I was studying in Alicante, and there was an email that came from Cisco to one of the departments at my university. They were hiring new grads. I already knew Cisco because I was studying CCNA, which is a Cisco certification. So I decided to apply. I sent my CV, and then I had the phone interview. I was invited to the assessment day. That's a full day of interviews. Okay, maybe you may wonder why TAC and not another job, because of course there are many different jobs at Cisco. But when I read the job description of a TAC engineer, for me that was interesting because I like helping people and I like the technology. So for me that was a good match. That's why I applied to work at Cisco TAC.
Wonderful. Thank you. And Indra, what about you?
So it's interesting for me to come to TAC actually. I have 14 years experience. When I joined Cisco, I was a part of architect team, but then I realized I was just more concentrated to single customers. And for some reason, I always have a knack of finding problems and finding root causes. And that landed me in Cisco HTTS team, wherein now I am solving a lot of customers' problems, not only single customers, but more customer problems, which I could figure out from my experience.
So you threw in an acronym in there. We do love the acronym soup, right? We are Cisco. You mentioned HTTS. Is that still TAC? Could you tell our listeners what's different about HTTS than TAC, or is it all apart? What is it that about?
HTTS stands for High Touch Technical Support Team. It's a premium TAC. It's same as a TAC organization, but what we do is for very selective or premium customers, which actually is over the top of TAC. In HTTS, we are all group of senior engineers which are supporting selective customers who are onboarded. Mostly, I am supporting AMER customers. So you know that the TAC is all around 24/7. For AMER, what happened was there was no continuity for a longer period from the CET time zone. So there is where our team was introduced as an MER HTTS team. In HTTS MER, we are supporting around 250 plus customers, which are onboarded as a premium customers. And we are dedicated for that particular customers to solve their problems during MER time zone.
Okay, cool. Thanks for that explanation. MJ, you had talked about coming on into the cloud technology. and coming us on directly out of university. So tell us a little bit about your experience in learning that technology. And I assume you didn't really have a lot of experience with it beforehand, or did you? Kind of your technology onboarding.
Yeah, so I was studying computer science at the university, and I was preparing CCNA certification, which covers the basics of networking. That was my knowledge about Cisco at that point of time. And I joined the collaboration team that was called Voice at that time. So with the graduate program, because this was the initial job I had right after the university, with the graduate program, I received the training before starting to work with customers. It was a full month with trainings, and I had support from my colleagues. I had mentors that were helping me. There is a lot of learning during that first year in TAC. After this initial year, you realize how much you have learned. So there was a curve that was exponential on the learning. And there is also on-the-job learning. So while you work, there is always a focus on upskilling when there is a new version of the product, a new feature. So it's always an ongoing learning.
When you do that, that kind of on-the-job learning, what's kind of the process? I mean, does the product just fall into your laps and you start having to use it, or is there something that gets you guys ready to go? What's kind of the general process for that?
There are sessions that are delivered by the business unit. It's called NPIs or TOIs when there is a new product introduction. And this is one way that you can upskill yourself with the new releases that are coming before customers start to use it. The TAC engineers can already know, okay, this is what's coming next, and be prepared so we can give the best support. There are documentations, there are sessions that are delivered as well. For example, as a technical leader, part of my tasks is to identify, is there any knowledge gap in the TAC team? Can we do a session to go more in depth about a specific topic so we can help the engineers to do their job in a more efficient way? There are different ways, and of course, the lab is another powerful tool that you can use to train yourself and see how a specific feature is behaving.
Okay, thank you. Indra, I had a question for you. What do you like most about working in TAC? What's been the most enjoyable part for you?
What I love working in TAC for is solving problems of customer, but more than that, what I find it interesting is for every problem there is a very different way of solving each and every problem. A lot of time we go beyond some particular troubleshooting approaches and do figure out some new ways of troubleshooting old problems as well as new problems.
Thank you for that answer. So continuing, Indra, are there certain experiences you've had, with customers or a story you could share with our listeners where you kind of, go through the troubleshooting scenario?
Back in COVID times, I was troubleshooting for a large customer. They had a lot of issues with respect to the emergency services. I mean, when I talk about emergency services, it's like the hotlines, the 911s and stuff. Think this way, that the emergency services are not working as expected when you try to call 911, but you're not able to call it at that particular time. So the outage was varying. It's not like it was continuous outage. Took a lot of efforts to go and solve that problems. As an engineer, we understood what exactly caused that issue. We try to replicate customer issue in our Cisco lab by introducing all the required necessary traffic which customer has, and we try to figure out, can we introduce the same type of triggers which customer is facing, due to which they are having an outages. And we got successful, and we were able to solve that problem, and which helped customers a lot.
Very good. Thank you. MJ, back to you. Can you give the listeners some idea about what do you see as useful skills for a TAC engineer?
Yes, so I will say, apart from the technical skills and soft skills, which are a must for a TAC engineer, time management and being able to prioritize the tasks that you have to perform. Those are very important skills in TAC. Also, having empathy, because we are working with customers. So you can be very good on the technology, but you also need to connect with the customer and understand the impact they are having in their business. And good communication skills, active listening, being curious, also open to learn, because there is always something new, something we can learn, improving the way we work. Also, that's an important skill for a TAC engineer, in my opinion. And sometimes there are very complex scenarios that require a test in the lab. So this curiosity of understanding why this issue has happened and what is the root cause, that will be an important skill for TAC engineers.
Cool. Do you have scenarios or any things you can recall for our listeners where you got to use those soft skills and you got to apply them to a customer? Any stories you want to tell?
Yeah, I have some interesting stories, especially when it's, for example, a maintenance window. And there is one of these situations where the customer on the other line, they have been working for too many hours. They are tired and they are stressed. And then when you are working with them, maybe you just started your day, but they have been working already maybe 24 hours or more. They are extremely tired, and having this kind of human connection with them, understanding, okay, they have been on this issue longer than myself, and if they can have a break, 5 minutes while you are looking at the logs, that's something they will appreciate. And having that empathy to connect with the situation. Sometimes it can be a network down. So I've faced some of those scenarios, especially on weekends. And that's something that a customer will appreciate if you have this connection with them.
All right, thank you. Indra, over to you. Since you're in the HTS space, maybe it makes a little difference, maybe it doesn't, but curious on what you think is important, or what are some important traits of TAC engineers, successful TAC engineers that you've seen?
I agree with all the points what Maria said, and I would add is the patience. Patience is very must because a lot of time it takes effort to be on the call for long hours, understanding and actively troubleshooting. The second thing is perseverance. You have to dedicate your time, have to engage your all the knowledge. Third thing is I will always say for all the TAC engineers, always start with basic. No matter whatever you jump in on from other calls or as an escalation, when I go on engineers calls which are troubleshooting for 3 hours, I start asking very basic question to my engineers first, the complete picture. Then if at all there are some basic question missing, then I ask to the customer. I mean, it's always the basic that you have to ask the basic questions. And then the last and more important thing, there should never be an assumption of what we are doing the troubleshooting. So if something we think is happening, we need to confirm it via the commands we execute. That is what make us at least a good engineer, because you don't take it anything for assumption. You just verify things, take a command, execute it, verify the details. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Back to you, MJ. Common question that I always like to ask, and I've asked in all of our podcasts on TAC engineers: are there any myths about TAC, or things you'd like to dispel to the listeners? What people think about TAC that's not true?
I would say maybe some people think tech engineer is someone extremely geeky, or a lot into the technology. There are, of course, skills that are required to be able to learn and be very good in the technology, but there are also many other skills that engineers will have. And as I was saying previously, having this connection with customers, so the soft skills, I think that's a part very important for an engineer. And in other jobs, if you are, for example, a developer, maybe you don't have this direct connection with customers. There is not a WebEx or a phone call where you are talking with the customer directly. But as a tech engineer, you will have those interactions, and I think it's important to also acknowledge that it's a combination of having both the technical knowledge, the expertise, plus the culture of helping customers, the service culture, I will call it.
Okay, very good. Thank you. So I'd like to go back to Indra. So what do you think people should know about TAC, or what do you think, again, their myths are about TAC?
A lot of people think that the TAC engineers are only working on cases. So it's not only that. We work on the cases or what we say as a service request 90% of the time. The rest of the time we do work on some innovation ideas, lot of IC creations, new joinees trainings, boot camps, customer trainings, Cisco live trainings, TAC boot camps. So there are a lot of stuffs we also work on actively. We do enjoy that stuff. And when you go on a call, TAC engine sounds serious because we understand there is a problem, but off the calls, TAC engineer are very funny and they are innovative in the funniness.
It's interesting you raise innovation. That's a really important thing for me, and I think we've covered it in other podcasts. I definitely want to cover it here today. MJ, tell us a little bit about innovation in the tax space, kind of what you've seen, just overview, or any examples of innovation you've seen in your space.
Yes, so in collaboration, we have different innovation tools, and something that is also very important for me is to share that with our customers and partners. So, of course, we start with TAC using these innovations, and then when the tool qualifies and it's powerful enough, we can externalize and make it available for our customers and our partners. Things like Log Advisor is a tool that helps to identify which specific logs can be collected for a scenario. And then we have other tools like CSA that you can upload the logs and it can give you an analysis. So this is something customers can benefit as well, not only the TAC engineers.
Great. Thank you very much. In the same question, where do you see innovation show up in your area, and how do you think it's been beneficial for TAC?
Yeah, for me, the innovation starts even with respect to when the SR is even first generated and customer uploads some logs. So we have Borg alerts one which are leveraging IC creation knowledge, and engineer gets pop up once the customer uploads the log that these are the possible things customer is hitting. That's the first thing of innovation. The second, nowadays we are using AI engine, which clearly works on redirecting the cases, automatically solving them like RMAs and proactive cases. So a lot of that has gone in. From the HTTS point of view, innovations is something we consider is when there are some repetitive jobs like stuffs, troubleshooting things or some knowledges, we try to create some autobots and a knowledge base where that can be leveraged by other engineers as well. That's another part of innovation, but it's kind of a static innovation, but still we consider it as an innovation, something which can help you in future.
Great. Yeah, I think innovation is super important, especially in just a support arena, being able to do things like deflect cases or help customers find their answers faster, right? I mean, if a customer gets their problem solved faster, they love us even more. So that's super positive. Well, this has been pretty good so far. I would like to give you guys kind of a wrap up opportunity. So, MJ, if you want to give a little final spiel on your time in TAC and kind of what you think about TAC in general.
Yeah, for me, it's been an amazing journey. I started as a new grad and I've been able to grow in Cisco TAC, and I'm a technical leader right now. So, for anyone listening who is wondering about joining Cisco TAC, I will say if you are passionate about technology, if you like helping people, and you want to keep on learning and growing, I think Cisco TAC is the right place.
Thank you. And Indra, a little final for you. Tell us a little bit, your top of mind about your journey in TAC and kind of where you maybe where you see TAC going in the future.
In TAC, you are always open-minded. You have your colleagues wherever you are stuck. You always go to them, and that's one thing I loved about TAC is all the engineers are helpful. They are even discussing problems which are not even related to them. They just figured out, okay, some engineer had this problem, and they even discuss it. So that's where you also learn by discussing with other engineers as well. There are a lot of things you learn every day. New products launches, you will be the first person who is going and troubleshooting that product. A lot of things like RFCs you would get to verify with respect to the new products. This is the way you can create good knowledge base and also the reach to the customers and build your professional career. It's a good way to start.
Awesome. Thank you very much. As always, talking to TAC folks is a great opportunity, great place to see our strong technical talent, and a great place to bring out amazing tech insiders to the public. So I want to thank Indra and I want to thank MJ. Thank you guys for being a part of our podcast family and joining in on the TAC table discussion. I'd like to close out with saying that TAC is, like I said, is an enterprise level award-winning organization. I think we have brought 2 more award-winning TAC engineers out to you guys today. I hope you have enjoyed the conversation. I hope you guys look forward to more. We'll have some podcasts coming up that are going to target innovation automation. We'll have some SaaS based interest, cloud and hybrid cloud based podcasts on the horizon. So a lot of different technologies, a lot of different insiders coming out to talk to you, the listeners, and give you that guys into Cisco. So as always, for the Cisco Tech Insiders podcast, this is Sean Roberts signing off. Have a great day. Bye-bye.